Hello, I'm Stephen, the man with the mustache, and welcome to The Creative Arts Show. This is the show where we aim to promote the creative arts industry and highlight the wonderful people that work within it. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future episodes, but most importantly, share this content because we're trying to raise awareness for an industry that really needs our help. The creative arts industry has really been hurt by the coronavirus pandemic, and by sharing this video, you can help those that work within it, which we'd really appreciate. Joining us today is going to be Dion Prasad. Dion is a lighting engineer that's worked on lots of events and concerts around Australia. He's very interesting. Let's have a chat with him. Well, Dion, thanks for joining us today on the show. How you doing?
Good, mate. I'm good. I'm living the ISO dream here.
Yeah. So you're in Melbourne as well?
Yeah, I'm in Melbourne right now. We're currently in lockdown, so as of this recording, we're still in lockdown. So, it's fun though. I'm enjoying it. I don't mind.
Very good. I like the poster in the background. What is that? Is that Melbourne or is that?
I don't know. I picked it up. Someone threw it out on the street. Yeah, they were getting rid of it out of their house. So I picked it up and thought, it's going to look good.
Brought it in. One person's trash is another man's treasure. That picture there can be your little escape for isolation. Just stare at it for a little while and get a sense of escape, and then bring you back to reality.
Turn around and look at it every now and then, and just imagine that I'm away somewhere.
Yeah, exactly right. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What is it that you do in the creative arts industry?
So I work in the live production scene as well as broadcast. So anything from lighting to visual. So to give a little bit of an understanding of what I do, I am a lighting engineer, but underneath that umbrella is I design shows, I program the shows and operate the shows. Anything from the staging to lighting to visuals to the decor in the scenes. So.
Awesome. How long have you been doing that for?
It's funny. I started when I was 14. When I was little, I started in one of those big 21st century churches that had all the lighting equipment, and I liked it, and it just ended up turning into a career. So I turned my hobby into a job, and I get paid to push buttons for light. So it's really fun, actually. It's
awesome. And lighting design is such an art form. I work on cruise ships, and we have massive theaters on cruise ships as well. And some of the lighting guys, they're just phenomenal. Like it's an art form, just the way to make lights dance and make it pretty and beautiful and fun to look at and exciting. And it enhances the show so much. And it's such a crucial part and a crucial element of the showbiz,
Yeah, it's such a fun, creative process too. That's the thing I love about it. It's the whole thrill of it. There's nothing like, I was telling someone the other day, there's nothing like right before you go live for a show and you bring down the house lights and the crowd goes crazy because they know it's about to go down. And that feeling of thrill, also troubleshooting and problem solving is something that I really enjoy.
Okay.
I dig that stuff. So, put that in with trying to make a show up. I really just enjoy the whole process from start to finish.
That's awesome. So tell us a bit about the process. So where does it start? It starts from a blank stage, or starts with choreographers, or tell us what goes from the start, the origin to the end of watching the show. What happens in that process?
There's so many angles from where it could start, and some of the experiences I've had is the client will have a vision, or there's already a dance choreography or scene that's been made, and you have to work around that. But from most of my events, what I've learned is that it starts from just a brainstorm. You get together with a team and there's an idea or just a title of a show, and you basically come up with different points of where you want to go, the direction that you want to go to. And from that, you understand, everyone's vision, and you come up with a show that really is quite, interactive, or it can be quite intense. It really depends on where you want to go. So the meeting process is the very start when you talk to a client, and then the next step is designing it. So you go off and you start to get in your own brain of what you can draw up in a 3D software is what I do. So I get on a software that I do a full 3D diagram of what I want it to look like. Mm-hmm. And then I send it out to them and they give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, and then I go back to the drawing board and we try to come up with a show.
Awesome. And so what equipment are you using? What sort of stuff do you use, or you just use whatever they give you, sort of thing?
I request a console called a Grand MA2.
Okay.
So that's my workhorse. I am built on that. I can work like that on that stuff. And then I use 3D software like L8 or MA3D. And that's where I previs all the show and then send it out to see what they think, and that's really how we come up with it.
Now, what sort of gigs do you do? Like, what sort of events have you done, and so on?
There's a lot of big 21st century church stuff that I've done. So all the big, all that stuff. A lot of festivals that I've done. So that festival and New Year's Eve in Sydney. Those are the big fun ones to do because everyone's just on the piss, just enjoying their life at the end of the year. So a lot of festivals, but now a lot of corporate stuff and transitioning to the broadcast world, which is really quite fun.
Yeah, and what sort of stuff in the broadcast world are you doing? Doing like live streaming events or? Yeah,
so right now it's a lot of live stream, but I was doing the Fox Sports Lawn Bowls Championships.
Nice.
Behind that, but there's so much production value in that. They really do broadcast hundreds of thousands of people, so it's really fun actually.
That's cool. Where are they still doing that in Moama or wherever they? I know. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I remember I went to the Moama pub and they got the big lawn bowl circuit there and the lawn there, and I remember watching it on TV. And one of my friends she was like second in Victoria of lawn bowls, and she was right into it as well. But yeah, I know up in Moama they do all the the big events there.
They go so hard, man. They get really into it. It's really fun.
And you also do Princes of the Night as well. Do you? Yeah. And
with Dean Thomas and all the boys. One of my favourite shows to do. It's just a joy. It's a full joy to do that one.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. So obviously my father does video Cowboys, and he was showing me one of the reels of Cairns last year, and showing all the boys getting together, having a good time up in Cairns on the tour. So it looks like a lot of fun.
Good laugh, that one.
Yeah, excellent stuff.
Well, that just starts right in the room, man. You put all us boys in a room, it's just going to be all fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's wicked. That it's always it's awesome to do something that you love, but if you can do it with great people as well, it just makes it so much better.
Of course, 100%.
Have you had any bad lighting experiences? What's your? Have you had any horror stories?
My gosh, man, you could name a whole bunch. Things from not having lights work right 5 minutes before doors. Or you've had a show working and all of a sudden it goes black. There's a system, and when you start it back up, you've got no show anymore. Like it's all been all of a sudden and you don't know why. So there's stuff like that. And then there's also stuff like you've had to help artists in a way. My last event that I did, there was an artist that had a fan that was blowing up her dress, and it wasn't blowing up in the right way. So I had to lay under her with the fan, kind of blowing up her dress. And it was just like, what am I doing here? So there's horror stories in all these different areas. It's
and crazy stories as well. Very good. And what are some of your favorite gigs that you've done? Like specifically, like if you've got a favorite gig that you've done, or what are some of the fun stories?
They all end up being my favorite. But I mean, if there is one, it'd be New Year's Eve. Like I mentioned just before, because everyone at the end of the year, they're just out to have fun. All the promoters and clients, they're not really worried about the show. They're just worried. They have a good time to end the year and start the year in a new way. So no matter what goes wrong in that show, because there's things that do go sideways, they don't care. They really just they're on the piss, and everyone's just enjoying their end of the year.
And just sort of wing it with the lights, no. Just have some fun with it. Hey, now coronavirus has obviously stuffed a lot of people around, and I assume yourself, you've been stuffed around a bit by coronavirus. So how have you been affected?
It's been pretty brutal. So in March, within 48 hours, I lost about 4 months of work. So it was really hit straight away. I knew, however, that we were going to be looked after in some capacity. So there was a backing there that there was some security there for me that I knew, we were going to get something from the government. But to see 4 months of your work just turn to dust and drop one by one, it can be very scary. So, I'm just waiting for it to.
So have you been have you got government assistance? Because we've done a few interviews now, and some people have got some assistance, some people have got no assistance at all. So where are you in that spectrum?
Yeah, I'm very blessed to be in that side of. I did get the government subsidies, which is there are people out there that are in worse positions. So I'm very grateful for the spot I'm in.
Awesome. Where do you see the industry going from here? Like, obviously, things will either go back to normal, but what's normal look like at the end of this?
The COVID normal, huh?
The new normal, the new.
The new. So in my head, I had a couple of ideas, and that's I'm seeing a lot of virtual space stuff. So you're at
Okay.
home and you put on your virtual reality headset and you're
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
a festival. So that I think leading into the next couple of months or maybe next year, depending on how we go, that's going to be the new normal. I feel
Yeah.
being in a virtual reality set at a show with you and your mates all in weird shapes, But the other side is you're going to have to, at some point, both artists, the venue, and the clients are going to have to come to an understanding of how many people you can be in a room at one time, and in sections or at tables and something like that. Where everyone's spaced out in a way.
Now, what are you doing to sort of prepare for that? Have you adapted the way you're doing things, or changing things, or getting ready to change things? How are you sort of handling it?
Yep. So I'm currently on the verge of I'm talking to a mate. So we're using control software like TeamViewer, where you can dial into other computers and control the actual software. So what we're doing is, giving you an example, this coming weekend, they're doing a DJ set, and I'm controlling the media operation from my home. So I'm going to be controlling the camera switching and the visuals on the back screen, plus the graphics all the way from my home. And that's by dialing into their softwares via TeamViewer. So we're trialing that out at the moment.
Yeah, and that's cool. And technology is such an integral part of this pandemic and the way things are going to change moving forward. And to be able to do that remotely is it's a pretty cool thing,
Imagine this 10 years ago, when there was no real Wi-Fi, hotspots everywhere.
It would have been a lot harder. So we're lucky. We're lucky it's not the 1900s anymore. It's the 2000s, and we've got better technology. That's for sure.
I know.
That's awesome.
None of this Nokia flip phone business.
Yeah. So how are the church groups been handling all of this? Have they shut down or?
Yeah. So right now you can't have large gatherings. So the purpose that we pre-recorded about 3 months worth of our shows, basically our started shows. So back in July, we pre-recorded about 3 months worth. We just did an 8-hour day where we did songs and all that stuff, and we edited it all up. And one week at a time, we just send it out. But the important thing is just staying connected with your group. So we do a lot of Zoom calls, and it's just to basically trivia nights, or you're just really talking, you're just talking smack and having a laugh with your boys. Just to make sure that you're connected with your group still, because that's what keeps your mind healthy, really.
And that's a very important thing as well, and that's come up a lot as well with some of the other guests that I've spoken to, is just trying to stay positive and have your mechanisms that you can help get you through this, and if it's your friends online or whatever it may be, it's important to do that. And so how have you then stayed creative and active throughout the pandemic? What have you been doing for a bit of self-care and self-growth?
Yeah, I have been. The first couple of weeks were quite draining, just because I was like, I've been given the opportunity to take some time off. Because as production people, you're really doing one show after another. You finish one show and you're on to the next, so your hours can be quite hectic. So the fact that I was able to take some time away now and just spend some time at home with family was really cool. So I took the first month off. Really, I didn't do anything, and then because of that, it was really hard to get back in the notion of being creative. Because I was so used to just laying in bed, sleeping in, not doing anything, not working out. So what I did was I started to just come up with creative designs for different stages and houses. I'm currently 3D modeling my own house of what I want it to look like.
Cool.
So that's just the creative stuff that I've been working with, and learning new programs. I've been finally given some time to finally dig my head into stuff that I didn't know about, or stuff that I wanted to learn about.
That's
that
awesome.
I couldn't because I was working so much. So I'm digging into programs like Resolume and Green Hippo, visualization programs that interact with lighting software, and I'm learning how they both talk to each other. So all that stuff.
That's the positive as well. It's given time for people to reflect and see what their weaknesses are, or reconnect with something that they haven't done in years, and it's sort of cool that people will come out of this a little bit stronger in some ways, which is awesome.
100%. And it's also, I think you should be too hard on yourself, right? We're all in this time right now together. So if you are struggling being creative, or, you're not eating right, whatever it may be, it's fine. I mean, it's going to happen during this time. You're all at home. We're all stuck.
Yeah. that's some great advice for people. You know, it's everyone's in this, and you're not alone. And you know, just sort of take it one step at a time. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to do too much. You know, which is really cool. Well, Dion, thank you very much, and I really appreciate you coming on the show. But we always like to finish on with a lighter note and have a bit of fun on this show. So we're going to play a little game. All right, cool. So basically what we're going to do is going to be like celebrity heads, but we're not going to, I'm going to make it a little bit easy for you. I'm going to give you a category, and the category is going to be recent music artists, popular recent music artists, okay? You're going to have a time limit of 2 minutes, and you're going to ask me questions. All I can say is yes or no.
So I just got to ask you a question on any artist.
Any artist, but you can ask questions like, do they sing this song? Do they have this color hair? Are they in this style of music? You know, just ask any questions, questions that I have to give you yes or no answer to. All right, you ready to go?
All right, let's go. I'm like so bad with artists, but let's go. Let's try it.
They're popular ones. Let's do it. All right, 2 minutes on the clock, and your time starts now.
Is she female?
No.
Is he married?
No.
Is he on the Billboard 100?
Yes.
Oh, has he come out with an album in the last 6 months?
No.
Oof. Okay. Now I'm lost. Now I'm trying to figure out a question. This is where I start to spaz out. Does he have kids?
Today, sorry?
Does he have kids?
No, not that I know of.
All right. Okay. I know it's down for me. Does he have brown hair?
Yes, like dark brown hair, or maybe black. I'm not sure.
So does he wear glasses?
No.
Does he have a beard?
Yes.
Is he white?
Sort of in between. More so black, darker.
Okay. Short hair, long hair?
Short.
Short hair. I don't know why I've got this picture of Chris Brown in my head, but that's what's going on in my head right now. But that's not even close. I'm so lost. I'm trying to. My brain's spazzing out.
He's very popular. He's very popular.
He's very popular. He's on the Billboard. He's on the Billboard 100.
He's a pop star. He's
Is he
hip hop
dead?
sort of rap. No, he's alive. Hip hop sort of rap.
He's live right now.
He's Canadian.
Blank. I'm a clear face, blank brain. No things going through my head right now. I'm just looking at your pretty face, trying to figure out what's going through my head.
Starts with D, ends in rake.
Oh, Drake!
Drake, yes.
Drake.
Time has run out. That has been 2 minutes. You got one with a bit of assistance.
I literally did a show with Drake. I mean, a show about Drake recently. That's so amazing.
Do you? What's the show about?
It was just a 3D render. I looked at his concert and tried to recreate every song that he did.
All right, cool.
Was a project that I put to myself to keep my mind occupied.
Brilliant.
My brain spazzes out when there's a timer. If you put a timer on me, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, the pressure gets to you. You stop thinking clearly. It's like you're back at work behind the scenes, and you know, the show's about to start and something's malfunctioned. That sort of pressure, you know.
Yeah, I like that pressure though. That's the difference.
Yeah, exactly right. That's the hustle. Yeah, very good. Well, Dion, thank you so much for joining us today, and I wish you all the best of luck. And you know, hopefully things return soon, and you can find some work and get back out there.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. To you as well. Thanks for everyone watching.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much, Dion. Take care.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Dion, for stopping by on the show and having a chat with us. I really enjoyed it. You gave me a great insight into the lighting world. We'll leave some of Dion's information in the details below so you can go check him out. But if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you hit that thumbs up, give us a like, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future content. But most importantly, like I said earlier, share this content because we're trying to raise awareness and help promote the creative arts industry during these hard times. Once again, I'm Stephen, the man with the mustache, and we'll catch you next time on The Creative Arts Show.